All right, so we are continuing our series on how to hear God, and we are going to focus on the transformer.
Yes.
Which is your
how
gift?
a transformer hears God.
When we look at the Bible and some of the examples, we're going to look at two of the transformers in the Word, and
mine is Job.
And actually, I'm going to talk about Jacob.
Jacob.
Yes, so
Okay.
we've got several in the Bible, but
We do. Abraham's a big one.
yes, and of
So-
course, this gift is all about generational stuff. So
Yes,
that'll be
yes.
part of what I'm going to talk about.
Yes. Yeah.
So-
Okay. You go first.
Okay, so the thing that I thought was so interesting when looking at Jacob's life is that he got a strategy of wealth in a dream. So what it says is the Bible doesn't really say when this happened, but when he's talking to his wife, he says during mating season he had a dream of the sheep.
The sheep. Yeah.
So
when he was working for his father-in-law.
When he was working for his father-in-law. So it's not like he had it and then he instantly did it. It was a period of time later
Okay.
that he basically did his plan.
Yeah.
So and then the other thing, so God spoke to him in a dream. And then even when he was leaving, they kind of snuck out in the middle of the night, God spoke to Laban in a dream to make sure that he would not touch him.
Okay.
So I thought that was interesting that, first of all, God is talking to him about generational promises. So he's making reference back to what he told Abraham. So this gift is all generational.
Yes.
And it was all
Yes.
about wealth. So I think the thing that really was highlighted to me is that the way this gift hears God is he was hearing God in a dream, but about what he's tied to, which is wealth. That's what I thought was so cool.
Yes. Yes.
So,
yeah.
and the strategy came in a dream. He was protected. Other people had dreams. I mean, that's just
Yeah.
so cool how that happened. And
Yeah.
so,
Well, I mean, I'm talking about Job, and it was pretty much in a whirlwind that he heard God.
okay.
But it was all tied to wealth and generations. So we know that this gift struggles with, and I know it because this is my gift, trusting God and wanting to feel safe. So what tends to happen is we try to make that happen, and instead of trusting God, which other gifts don't struggle with. So of course we know Job was all wrenched up because his kids were partying and he was worried they were sinning. So he was trying to take care of it by giving sacrifices. So that really is what opened the door for Job to hear God, because he was really trying to make things happen, and he was righteous. He wasn't a bad guy, but that was his weakness, was his struggle, was trust. And we know he was extremely wealthy, had much, and it all got removed and taken away. We know that whole story, but so he lost his 10 children, which really was more devastating to him than losing his wealth at that point. So the generations are just so important. But we know through Scripture that God came on the scene in a whirlwind, spoke to him. He turned his self around, and the one thing he had to do was forgive. He had to forgive his friends because they did not treat him right. And God said, because you forgave, I'm restoring everything double. And so he got 10 more kids, and they were the most beautiful in the land. And he had all of his wealth restored. And it was all through forgiveness, which another neat thing about this gift is forgiveness does come easy. I mean, easier probably than the other gifts. So God took his hard part and then took his easy part and spoke to him in a whirlwind, and it all worked out, and he ended up super blessed. So that's, we're always going to hear God, and it's always going to be through a filter of generations to come. And it doesn't even have to be like your own offspring. It could just be for a community, for, land, people's lives. I mean, it's just in you to be instrumental in helping the future generations walk out. So that's how he spoke to God. I mean, God spoke to him, and he spoke to God through the generations.
Yeah.
About generations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just amazing.
It is.
Yeah. It's all
Yeah.
tied. It's all tied. It really is all tied to your gift and that
Mm-hmm.
filter. That
It is.
filter that you. So
Yes, because we have friends that great people of God. They love God, and they have admitted that in their day-to-day walk and prayer life and hearing God, that they don't think a lot about their generations.
right.
Their focus is something else, and so I can't even relate to that, because that's like my daily focus is thinking about my children and grandchildren. So. It's really a neat thing to know that that's probably how you're going to hear God the most.
Yeah.
Is through that filter.
Yeah,
So,
and it's all going to be tied to that. So
yes.
anyway,
So,
all right.
That's-
So stay tuned, and we'll continue this.
yes.
On our next gift, we will talk about the achiever.
Achiever,
And
which is
how-
her. So, it'll be fun.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. We'll
So,
see you later.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.